Does life have meaning and purpose? In less than 60 seconds. Didn't need to say that.
This is a very interesting question. I find it a very personal question. Life is really what you make of it.
This week's question on the 101 is, does life have meaning or purpose? Without religion, life has no meaning, has no purpose, does it? We live, we die, we have babies, they live, they die. Life is a continuous cycle of life and death. So what's the point? Let's hear what the 101 have to say about this.
Wow, wow, wow. What's the purpose of life? Isn't that the best question ever?
How much of everything that goes on in and around the world are we really 101% certain of?
Does life have meaning and purpose? Yes. We all agree now that everything is energy, right? Einstein says E equals mc squared. Everything is energy, right? So I look at life and it's experiential now at this point. I only have my own experience, that's what I speak from. So everything is energy. So we're in this big cosmic soup of energy. Everything is energy. Past, present, future, all happening now, all in this big moment that is here, and we can access anything, we can access many different things. Bear with me.
About purpose and meaning of life. Well,
Do you know what? I think deep down we all have our own beliefs, our own thoughts on that question. And I think many of the philosophers did as well, and they were just looking for clarification. And you're just never going to get it, are you? Because unless somebody figures out how to traverse or has some sort of recollective, conscious memory of where we've come from and why we're here, we're never, ever going to know the real truth.
So what is the meaning of life? Again, you've already discussed things like the word universe. And what do we really know? What do we really understand?
Everything has meaning. The mere fact that you're alive and you wake up every day and get out of bed shows that your life has meaning.
Does life have meaning? There's two main predominant energies. One is taking us upbeat, one is taking us down to the dumps. We can call this energy love or abundance. We can call this energy fear or scarcity. Fear is like a weight on our feet. It's like bricks pulling us down. When we let that go, we live a more abundant lifestyle. We think differently, we think more creatively. One is kind of survival state, one is more of a creative state. Victim, conscious creator. So everything is, stay with me because I'm getting to it.
So it's about having that connection. What are you connecting to? What does life mean for you? Do you feel good? Do you feel bad? Do you feel light? Do you feel dark? Do you feel satisfied, unsatisfied? All of these different extremes, these different polarities. This is the duality of life. And for me personally, it's about experiencing life in both of its forms, having the bad to realise what it's like to actually achieve the good.
So what do I believe the meaning of life is? I believe that the meaning and the time that we're in right now, the time that we're living in right now, is we're tipping that scales of fear and love, or scarcity and abundance. We're tipping that scales. There was one man in Jesus. There was one man in Martin Luther King. There was one woman in Rosa Parks. One woman, Mother Teresa. One man, Gandhi. So many individuals raised the collective consciousness of people in their time. And now we're in a time where there's so many of us with our lights on, and we're living an abundant mindset, and we're coming across this information thanks to the internet, and we're now raising our frequency like we never have done before. So I believe that's tipping the scales in the direction of, and I suppose, an enlightened civilization. So does life has meaning? Yes, it has meaning on an individual level. We all have different experiences. We all have different life lessons to learn. Everything in life is what it is, but through our filter and our perception, we are meaning-making machines, and we make meaning based off of what we're experiencing, based off of the life lessons that we need to learn.
So if you feel lonely and sad and in despair, unless you've felt that in your life, unless you've really felt that, you're not going to really feel what true love is like and what love can actually really do for you. So it's that polarity, that contrast, that is for me what life means. And when you kind of adjust to that balance and that flow from one to the other one, it helps move you further and further towards your purpose.
But I think I have at least indirect proof why growth is the meaning or purpose of the life. We have to say that we evolve as a humankind, as a human race, millions and millions of years, and actually we started with nothing. We wanted just to survive, we wanted just food and warm place and a place to live, and we were able to kill other people in order to get those things.
Now purpose, that's something completely different. To live truly on purpose, to have goals, regardless of how big or how small. Your goal could be to be the best parent that you possibly could be, or the next latest invention that will save lives, or something even global. It doesn't matter what your purpose is. The fact is that you're living on purpose.
You see, when you find that purpose in life, you're so excited. You're excited to go out there. You don't mind getting up early. You don't mind going to bed late because you love what you do. It took me 10 years to get to this point where I'm so excited about what I do. I can't wait to share this. I can't wait to help people, because now that I've found my purpose in life, and that is to empower, encourage and bring value to people's lives so that they can go on and live the life they deserve or desire, and also provide an income for myself and my family and generations to come. I'm so excited about this.
We have our truth, we have our belief. Some people believe in God, some people believe in Allah, some people believe in Buddha, some people believe in gods and goddesses, and some people believe in nothing, and that's fine. I believe in a higher divinity, a higher purpose, a higher... I don't like to call it God because I think God gets misconstrued, but there is an energy, there is a conscious energy that created all of us, and we're all intrinsically connected. And I think deep down, I think those that are more spiritually connected, I think some of us are kind of aware, or think we're aware of what the purpose is. You can ask somebody what the purpose of life is, and I guarantee you, you will get a different response from everybody.
And then as a collective, I believe our tip in the scale is to live in a more enlightened civilization, more conscious businesses, more conscious leadership, more conscious advertising, more conscious documentaries, more conscious soap operas. You know, and the level of consciousness, the level of intellect, and the level of empowerment is raised, and then we're living in a very different society or a very different world, very different civilization.
But I think there's some vague similarities. I believe that we're here for lessons. I believe we choose our parents, and I believe that we choose where we're born to, what we're born into, because there are a set of circumstances that we know, or sets of circumstances that we know that we need to experience, or we want to experience, because consciousness is that upper consciousness, that heavenly consciousness that I believe we all come from, we're all a part of, and we all share, and we're all part of what you like, whatever you want to call it, God. We're all part of it.
Here maybe I come with a kind of controversial idea, which it's not mine, not idea, it's actually my opinion, which I resonate very much with this opinion. And yes, it's controversial, but just somebody believes in God, somebody believes in nature, somebody believes in universe, whatever. So this is one of my beliefs. It's kindly, so that's my belief. And I believe that our soul, not only we as a humankind, that we are going forward, but also our souls are going forward. And as I said at the beginning, we wanted to survive, so our soul, we as a humankind, we as a person, we had to probably even kill a person to survive, but so we were killed and we killed. And I think our soul is just coming from one life to another life. That's the controversial part. Yes, you can take it or not.
So I believe the meaning of life is also to get to know itself. I believe life is a blank canvas, consciousness is a blank canvas, that it's broke itself up into millions and gazillions of pieces. You could call it God, call it universe, source, creator. I call it consciousness. One big sheet of glass that is consciousness comes to the void, where everything comes from nothing. Everything comes from no thing. So it comes from this consciousness. We have everything is energy. We have our attention is energy, our currency. Energy, currency. So what we give what we focus on expands, what we give our energy to expands. But what are we? What am I? I believe that we are fractions of that glass. That sheet of consciousness, that sheet of glass, we are a fragment of that.
And I think we're just taking parts of ourselves to experience different emotions, different memories, different experiences, different ways of living. What's the purpose for me? Well, I've had a lot of hardship in my life. I've had a lot of good in my life. I think ultimately, the purpose for me is above all of the hardships, above all of the challenges, above all of this physical life stuff. We are supposed to find our way home through love.
So we are getting to know ourselves through this human person, through this Johnny Fitzsimon's guy. I'm getting to experience life in a way that has never been experienced in exactly the same way before, down to my fingerprint as individual, the way I see life, my circumstances, my scenarios, where I'm going, how I learn. We see this with twins. Twins could be born in the same house and have two completely different lives. That's the way it's supposed to be, I believe. So does life have meaning? Yes, on a collective level, it has a massive meaning. We're playing the energy game of life. Life is an energy game and we're playing it to win. We're winning, if you like. We're bringing more love and abundance into the world, as opposed to, I believe for so long, it's been fear and scarcity and war. And that still goes on some level, but the access to this information and the access to and the expansion of consciousness, I don't believe can be stopped right now. And I don't know whether that's ever happened in history before.
Actually, even this telephone is proof that we evolve at the beginning. Actually, I was born 40 years ago, and even 30 years ago, that wasn't normal to have just like a phone that was in the house. It wasn't normal. Not every household has telephone. Now, literally every person has at least one piece of this in a pocket. You can connect with people somewhere in different corners of the earth. So that's definitely the proof that we are growing.
And I would say only in the last 2-3 weeks, I mean, I've been going through such a transition period. I've been very low, very exhausted. All my work has dried up of the last, it was drying up at the beginning of January, but it's really started to accelerate drying up in February, and I really struggled with that. I mean, I got into quite a real big low, and I was doing a lot of self-questioning, asking a lot of people, you know, why is this happening? Loads of spiritual people, why is this happening to me? I don't understand it. I've upped my productivity, I've upped my networking, I've applied to hundreds and hundreds of jobs. It's just dried. It's just everything diverted or postponed or cancelled. And especially over the last week, and even other ventures that I've attempted, that I could see my income outside of my job starting this week, and they in 24 hours, well, actually in 1 hour, I lost £1,000 worth of work, and that followed £1,000, £1,100 worth of work being postponed till April, if that happens. So I'd lost £2,000 worth of work in about 24 hours.
How comes Paula is always talking about lack, scarcity? Every single episode we've done so far, she refers to lack of this and lack of that. This is drying up, that's going away, this is going away. She knows what she should be doing. It'd be interesting to follow her story now, actually. And let's see if the 101 can inspire her and lift her from her well of lack. Can the law of attraction help her to bring what she wants into her life? It would be an interesting thing to watch.
As I often say and teach, every day is a school day and every experience is a learning one. And a simple example of that is, if I react to something, why am I reacting? Why in that moment am I reacting to an external stimulus when I didn't choose to do that? I didn't choose to respond. So I teach a lot about responsibility, being response able versus being reactive, which brings you to being more empowered. That's a little side note, but that's what I'm talking about. Individual, we make meaning ourselves. Every experience in and of itself, everything, every life circumstance, every event in and of itself has no meaning. Thinking gives it the meaning. Shakespeare says this. Few legends say this.